Hello everybody, this is Biker Trash again with an actual Transformer review. Whew, shocking. Today the figure we're going to be going ahead and looking at is the new Blitzwing. As opposed to the old Blitzwing, which, you know, there hasn't been an old Blitzwing since Generation 1, I think. No. Just let me fix this, I popped off. Okay. So here's Blitzwing fixed again, and just come in a little bit closer so you can see. This right here, this jet mode, which actually looks fairly decent on video as long as I, show the top of them and not the side or anything like that. I'm not entirely sold on this mode, which actually I'm not sold on either of his alt modes. I'll just go ahead and get that out of the way and let y'all know that this won't be the most positive review in the world on this guy because, in all honesty, I don't care for him that much. My biggest problem with him is nothing pegs in place. I mean, this right here, the tail section right here, kind of pegs into the bottom of the robot feet right here, but there's no detent to keep anything from moving around on this guy. I mean, normally I'd be I'm trying to hold this guy, but he just flops whenever I try and do something. I mean, this right here, just, he's loose. I mean, like I said, if you could display him where you'd always look at him from that angle right there, it's passable. But he's got the huge tank treads, which I feel like they could have found some way for the tank treads to rotate up to the sides or something to where they wouldn't be as obvious, but then you lose that's pegged into, and now the tail end just flops around. That's all I can say about this mode. To transform him into the tank, what you do is you take the tip of the nose right here, fold this underneath, and you gotta hold this piece right here that is the head and fold that underneath, and like that, the friction of that joint keeps everything from flopping. It's too bad there's not enough friction in the plane mode. The next thing you're gonna do is fold the tail fins in, lay them down on top of the I don't want to call them ailerons, but that's wrong. And then this just folds over on top of here, and there's these clips right here on the back between the wings right there, I'm pointing at it, that goes into this hole. And make sure you want it there before you put it there, because that is the best peg in the world. If Brawl's shoulders would have whatever kind of peg shape this has, they would never come off. I mean, whenever I'm trying to get this thing off, usually by the time I get this off to where I can go back into jet mode, I've done broken off, which this don't take much effort to pull these cannons off. That's not a bad thing on this guy. I mean, I'm pulling on this guy right here, and I'm pulling to the point where it feels like it's about to break by the time it lets loose. Gonna go ahead, open up these panels on the bottom of the tank treads. Put that up right there. Gotta open up the panel first, Josh. The wings are gonna fold in together, and right there makes the front of the tank. So just flip these forward, rotate the triggers to the top, and you have his tank mode, which this actually, for me, is slightly more convincing than the jet mode, because at least there's no jet bits laying around in obvious places, whereas the jet looked like it was a tank jet. This, at least, like I said, looks like a tank, and just a tank. That being said, let's just go ahead and go into robot mode. What you're going to do is just take this right here, fold that up and around, and that's going to peg into the nose cone of the jet, amazing. Something pegs together. Besides that, the peg of, God's peg or whatever it is. And just pull the tank treads down, open these panels back up, and flip his feet out. Close the panels back. You're going to have to take and get the peg of doom off and undone, which I find it works best if you try and kind of twist it to the side. It might not be the best thing because it's got a fairly small peg down pin holding it together, but just as soon as you feel it start to give, ease up. You're going to take this part right here behind the shoulders and just pull that out to the side. Fix his arms, and the peg of doom is going to go and clip back in there. And forgive me, I don't feel like looking at the instructions to know if you're supposed to rotate the whole turret or just flip these up. I like to just flip these up because otherwise they stick way too tall. Let me just fix my camera so I can put them on the table. Okay, so here you have him, and he's kind of downcast and dejected because I haven't turned him up. So there, now he's all proud and tall and whatnot. I forgot to straighten out his wings from the bent position they were in. So that's pretty much his robot mode. There ain't that much more to it. The robot mode is easily the best part of this figure. Once again, there is nothing at all pegging this guy together. So that right there, you can squeeze all you want. There is nothing for it to peg into. So just be real careful. What's it matter? It's just going to be displayed. And if you're going to be playing with the thing, it's going to be aggravating because it's going to just come loose and flop around and everything. He's got an open hand, so you can't give him any weapons. The wrist is articulated in, and right now I've got his angry face. Actually, my favorite one of his faces. That's the crazy face. Well, let me zoom in so anybody who hasn't seen it yet. That is the crazy face. The Arnold Schwarzenegger angry face. And this face with a little funky monocle, which is my favorite face. I like that one a lot. So, just pose him here, turn his hand in, and have him looking all contemplative or contemplative, or however you'd pronounce that word I'm trying to think of. And that's pretty much how I display him. Right there, just kind of like planning, just plotting on something. And that's a shame that is my favorite thing about this figure. Okay, sorry about that. Got a phone call about my dually. Somebody might be buying it. Hope so. I need to sell that truck. But let's talk about the robot mode for a minute. I pretty much said that, he has no guns. I mean, if you want to bend him over the waist, you can shoot him with this cannon, but and they make it to where you can't give him a gun. So I guess he's supposed to intimidate people to death. So yeah, very posable legs. I mean, you can get him into just a conventional kneeling pose, no faking anything. I mean, the legs are extremely posable. The arms are extremely posable. I mean, got a double elbow. You can go full 180 degrees with the arm. Got rotation in the bicep. So the posability is good. I mean, the robot mode is easily the best mode he's got. And I just remembered what I was talking about. The fact that they're very triple changers lately have not been all that great. You've got Astro Train, that he's probably the best one of the bunch as far as convincing does. The Space Shuttle mode is great. Train is okay, and it's got a good robot mode. Tankor has a real good plane mode, a pretty sad truck mode, and an alright robot mode. And then you got this guy. It's got a fantastic robot mode, a kind of iffy tank mode, and a disappointing jet mode. So it's like they focus too much on just one thing. And on a side note, I think I'm done buying animated figures, because I don't know, even the ones I'm really looking forward to, like this guy right here, whenever I get him, I'm just disappointed with them. So Swoop is most likely going to be the last animated figure I buy, unless they come out with a good looking Wreck-Gar figure. So y'all have a good day and take care. Just for a size comparison, here he is next to the movie star screen, and if I knew and here he is next to Starscream, which, as far as I'm concerned, is the best thing to come out of animated thus far. So, y'all have a good day, again, and goodbye.